The galactic admission arena fell silent as Kayla Strix stepped onto the crystalline platform, her boots making no sound against the energy-woven surface. Behind her left leg, barely visible, a small form pressed close Tiri. The Velkan cub she'd found abandoned on the outskirts of Sector 9. The child's golden eyes peeked around her thigh, taking in the assembled crowd of alien dignitaries and Academy officials with a mixture of fear and curiosity. Commander Zelthar of the Corinthian Empire stood at the opposite end of the arena, his forearms crossed in what his species considered a gesture of supreme confidence. His chitinous armor gleamed under the arena's lights, each plate a testament to victories won across a dozen star systems. He looked at Kayla the way one might observe an interesting insect, with detached curiosity and mild disdain. "This is the human?" His voice resonated through the translation matrix, carrying undertones of amusement. "The one who claims qualification for the Sentinel Academy?" Kayla didn't respond immediately. Instead, she knelt down, her movements fluid and precise, bringing herself eye level with Tiri. The cub's small hands clutched at her jacket, a worn thing, patched in places, bearing the marks of countless worlds. "Stay here, little one," she whispered, her voice gentle in a way that contradicted everything about her presence in this arena. "I'll be right back," Tiri nodded, those enormous eyes tracking her as she stood and faced the commander. The cub retreated to the edge of the platform but didn't leave. Couldn't leave. Where Kayla went, Tiri followed. It had been that way since the human found her crying over her parents' bodies. Since Kayla had picked her up with those impossibly strong hands and promised safety. "I claim nothing, Commander," Kayla said, her tone neutral. "I simply apply." Zelthar's mandibles clicked laughter in his species. Humans, always so. Optimistic. He reached to his side and withdrew his weapon, a force pike that hummed with contained power. It was a weapon of legend, forged from compressed neutronium and enhanced with gravitational manipulation fields. A weapon that had cleaved through battlecruiser hulls. "The first trial," announced Proctor Velsan from her observation sphere above the arena, "is simple. Survive Commander Zelthar's opening strike. If the applicant can withstand it, they pass to the next phase." Around the arena, representatives from 17 species watched with varying degrees of interest. Humans were new to the galactic stage, barely 3 decades since first contact. They were considered weak. Their planet, a low-gravity world that produced soft, fragile beings. Entertaining, perhaps. Useful as mediators or scientists. But warriors? Sentinels? Absurd. Zelthar moved with the speed his species was renowned for, closing the 20-meter distance in less than a second. His force pike swung in a devastating arc, the air itself screaming as gravity warped around the weapon's path. It was a strike that could split a hover tank. Kayla's hand came up. The sound that followed wasn't an explosion or a clash. It was something worse, a metallic shriek. The groan of fundamental forces being redirected in ways they were never meant to go. Kayla's fingers closed around the pike's shaft mid-swing, stopping its momentum completely. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Zelthar strained, all 4 arms now gripping his weapon. Every muscle in his formidable body engaged in trying to move it forward or pull it back. The pike didn't budge. Then Kayla's fingers tightened. The neutronium shaft began to deform, the gravitational fields flickering and dying as the structural integrity collapsed. With a sound like a moon cracking, the weapon bent, then shattered, fragments of one of the galaxy's hardest materials scattering across the platform like broken glass. Kayla stood there, holding the broken piece of shaft in her hand, her expression unchanged. Behind her, Tiri gave a small chirp of satisfaction that somehow carried across the silent arena. "Impossible," Zelthar breathed, staring at his empty hands. "That weapon. The density. Your world's gravity is only 0.9 standard. You shouldn't have even a fraction of the strength to." "0.9, Kayla interrupted quietly, "is what we've told you." She dropped the broken weapon. "Our actual surface gravity is closer to 1.3 standard. We lied during first contact. We thought it would be safer that way." The arena erupted in chaos. Delegates shouted in 17 languages, some calling for verification, others demanding immediate recalibration of human threat assessments. Above it all, the Academy scanner activated an autonomous system designed to analyze combat participants. Its mechanical voice cut through the noise. Analyzing subject. Kayla Strix. Species classification. Human. Bone density. 4.7 times standard human baseline. Muscle fiber composition. Unknown variant. Reaction time. 6 milliseconds. Estimated combat effectiveness rating. S tier. Query. How is she human? OG. 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 Proctor Velsan's voice carried absolute authority. Silence. The arena obeyed. The proctor descended from her observation sphere, her crystalline body refracting the lights into rainbow patterns. She approached Kayla slowly, studying her with senses that operated across spectrums humans couldn't even perceive. You are an anomaly among your own kind, she stated. Explain. Kayla shrugged. A gesture so casually human, it seemed jarring after what they'd witnessed. I'm not that unusual. There are millions like me. Earth is harder than we let on. Our evolutionary pressures didn't stop. We just learned to hide what they made us. Behind her, Tiri finally emerged fully from her hiding spot, trotting over to press against Kayla's leg again. The human's hand dropped automatically to stroke the cub's head. And that simple gesture of gentleness, from someone who had just atomized a neutronium weapon with her bare hand, sent a chill through every observer. The cub, Velsan noted. Velkan. Their species requested Academy intervention to find the child after the colony raid. They assumed her dead. She was dying when I found her, Kayla said. I gave her water from my canteen. Turns out human saliva has antibacterial and healing properties that work on Velkans. She recovered. She stays with me now, Tiri chirped again, this time defiant, as if daring anyone to challenge this arrangement. Velsan was quiet for a long moment. Then, you are accepted into the Sentinel Academy, Kayla Strix. As is your ward, who will be enrolled in the Youth Protection Program. She paused, though I suspect she needs protection far less than any of us realized. Kayla smiled, a rare expression. She's safe with me. That's all that matters. As they left the arena together, human and cub, the assembled delegates watched in silence. Somewhere in the crowd, someone whispered the question they were all thinking. If this is one human, what happens when they stop hiding? But Kayla didn't hear. She was already talking softly to Tiri about what they'd have for dinner, her hand gentle on the cub's head, while her other hand, the one that had shattered the unbreakable, swung relaxed at her side. Humanity had arrived, and the galaxy was utterly unprepared.